Hello, citizens of Gotham. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching the Political Vigilante. Right on. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's newly joined the show. We brought on a lot of new viewers, especially since the Jimmy Dore and I taken down that New York Times heckler. So great. Welcome to the show. Here's what we're doing. Some of you have asked what's Political Vigilante. Well, I'm a huge Batman fan. When I started the show 2 years ago, it was originally called Church of Batman, but I realized I was going to run into legal trouble with Warner Brothers that owns Batman, so I changed it to Political Vigilante. And I want all of you to be political vigilantes, meaning go out there and do your own, find your truth, find the information, because the corporate media is lying to all of us. They want war. That's what they want. That's why you're here. So thank you so much for getting your news at YouTube. Support what I'm doing by go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. You can support this show for as little as $2 a month. At $5 a month, you get bonus content, audio, early access to the audio podcast. So a lot of cool stuff you get to do. And then there's fans that have been with me from day one, like Pat the Batman fan. He's a big Batman fan. He made this graphic. It's amazing. I think he's using alien technology. But you want to talk about the corporate media and how they operate now? You really want to do that? I mean, let's talk about that.
At the oil assets, that's the single most important income stream to the government of Venezuela. We're looking at what to do to that. We want everybody to know we're looking at all this very seriously. We don't want any American businesses or investors caught by surprise. They can see what President Trump did yesterday. We're following through on it.
So if you think of a company like Citgo, which is owned by PDVSA, which is the state-run oil company there in Venezuela, we have a lot of those Citgo assets right here in the U.S. Is that something, for example, sir, that you're looking at?
Yeah, look, we're in conversation with major American companies now that are either in Venezuela or, in the case of Citgo, here in the United States. I think we're trying to get to the same end result here. You know, Venezuela is one of the three countries I call the troika of tyranny. It'll make a big difference to the United States economically if we could have American oil companies really invest in and produce the oil capabilities in
It'll help America economically to get Venezuela's oil. He just said that. Because, man, America's really struggling. I mean, the billionaires and the oil lobby, they're struggling. And so we need to go into Venezuela to steal their oil. Like, they're not even, this is the thing about Trump that I actually think is a good thing. I don't like Trump at all. But they don't, his gang, they're so psychopathic, they don't even care, man. They don't even pretend. He didn't say anything about freeing the Venezuelan people or the tyranny of you know, what Chavez started. And they're not talking about that. They're not even talking about that. It's not, right? This is insanity. So one of the reasons at the Political Vigilante live show that we did, why we were talking about the New York Times and why they're full of shit, and then that drunk girl goes, my dad was a New York Times reporter. He won a Pulitzer Prize. Someone did some research. I don't think so. Is because of this kind of shit. Venezuela's a disaster. Time for a coup. This was September last year. Foreign Minister of Mexico. Millions of Venezuelans are hungry, ill, and fleeing the country. What would justify a takeover of the Chavista regime? Oh, someone needs to get this guy on board. No, we just need, you know, Citigroup is owned, City Gas is owned, or whatever, Citgo is owned by, so we can't have that. We need American oil companies to go down there. Venezuela has the #1 oil reserves in the world. That's why we're doing this coup. That's why we're backing President Carter in 2012, who has spent a lot of his life monitoring elections in other countries, said they had like the most fair, even elections. Like, it's insane. But we've been trying to get to their oil for a while, right? That's why we made Chavez out to be the psychopath, and they know most Americans don't know what's going on. So we just hear, oh, there's another psychopathic dictator. We better go get him, I guess. Venezuela coup linked to Bush team. This is from The Guardian. Specialists in the dirty wars of the 80s encouraged the plotters who tried to topple President Chavez. 2002. 2002. That's probably about as far back as we went when we wanted to get Assad. Because there's the pipeline we want to get through Syria. So we made Chavez out to be a psycho because he's got oil that our oil companies want. And when John Bolton's talking about it, he's not talking about, boy, we need to get this oil because Americans are, gas is $15 a gallon and America's starving and we're all, and Venezuela's deliberately, no. And the other thing too, and let me ditch that earpiece. And the other thing too is there's no talk, and no one on Fox or MSNBC or no one's going to go, well, why don't we just go to green energy? A Green New Deal, we don't have to back a coup. So CIA, our tax dollars go back these coups as far back as 2002 in this particular country. But another reason why the corporate media, in particular the New York Times, is full of shit. Let me do this. I got this from Truthdig, your complete guide to the New York Times support of U.S.-backed coups in Latin America. This was the thing I had at the live show. I had this piece of paper in my hand. I printed up this article. And while that woman is heckling, I start reading this list. Let's go through it, gang. 1954. New York Times support, yes. The Guatemala coup. The Bay of Pigs invasion, yes. The Brazil coup, 1964. Wow, we backed Brazil. There's a new right-wing leader down in Brazil that we're big fans of all of a sudden. Dominican Republic invasion, yes. The Chile coup, yes. By the way, this brought into power Pinochet, who was a brutal, brutal dictator. I don't know specifically, well, this is... I don't know specifically these other leaders, but I can't imagine they were good if we backed them. The new coup leaders. So this brought in Pinochet, who tortured people, awful crimes. Argentinian coup, yes. Grenada invasion, no, mixed. Mixed on that one. Panama invasion, yes, of course. Haiti, yes. Venezuelan attempted coup, of course. Honduras coup, no evidence of CIA involvement. Oh, that one was mixed. So when the CIA didn't flat out tell them to back it, they were mixed. I'm sure some of them went, oh, we're supposed to back the coups, right? I work for the New York Times. I don't know information. My name is Barry Weiss. I don't know. So I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Venezuelan attempted coup right now. They're backing it. It's very simple, guys. It's very simple. When a country has natural resources or anything that America and its corporate interests, the corporations run this country. As George Carlin said, we're an oil company with an army. But in a lot of these, I mean, this is like land. Like we needed this land, they wouldn't dole or, they were going to give the land, some of these countries, they were going to give the land back to the citizens and the big agro businesses, no, you're not. We need to make these corporate farms because Americans need bananas, so we're taking it over. That's what a lot of this, the Dominican, like a lot of that is. So anytime a country has natural resources and their democratically elected leader, a lot of the times, doesn't want to play ball with us, well, then we stage a coup, mainly backed by the CIA, and then we put some awful dictator. I mean, this is just Central and South America. I mean, 1954 is also when we put the Shah of Iran in place. There was a democratically elected president in Iran who was like not going to give his oil to the British and us and was going to let the citizens and privatize. So the whole country was going to own the oil. We got him out of there in 54 and put the Shah of Iran, who was an awful dictator that tortured people. That set the stage for the Ayatollah. You see how this happens? You see what this does? So This is why you guys come to YouTube, to get your news, because you don't want to watch that bullshit and you don't want to sit there and go through these awful coups in our name. And they lie to you. Go watch the Empire Files. Go see what Abby Martin and Mike Preisner, see their reporting, because they really know what's going on down there. Our media is just like, oh, people are eating garbage off the streets. And are there some people who are that poor that are getting food out of garbage cans? Yeah. You know where else? What other country has that? America. America has that. Look at the way America treats its citizens. Should somebody invade our country? There's contaminated water in Flint, Michigan. We're on year 5 now. Look at the way this repressive United States regime treated its own citizens at Standing Rock under Obama and Trump. Look how Obama treated Occupy Wall Street people. Look at that. Look what Bush did. Maybe we have an oppressive regime that needs a coup. Thanks for watching, everybody. Progressive Comedy Tour is coming near you. Ron Placone and I are going to the Gulf States, March 10th through the 13th. We're going to Lafayette, Louisiana, Oxford, Mississippi, Pensacola, Florida, and guess where else we're going? New Orleans, the Big Easy. That's March through 10th through the 13th. In April, we are going to a bunch of cities in Texas. We're going to San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth, and Austin. That's in April. May, we're going to Salt Lake City and Boise. In June, we're going on the East Coast. There are already ticket links to a lot of these shows at grahamelwood.com. So go there, support the show, like, subscribe, and please watch the ads on YouTube all the way through. Don't click skip ad. When you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Share the videos, comments, thumbs up, all that stuff helps. Thanks for watching.